And good day. Welcome back to the Wild Wednesday. That's what I like to call it, Wild Wednesday. Today it's gonna be great, y'all. Excuse me for a second. Get your dictionary so you can learn some things alike. Right. Um. So today, welcome to Trauma Support Group Management by your man, Mister Darrell Walker. And I would just like to share with you today some personal stuff. Since I've been teaching y'all classes and things like that, I would just like to share some personal things that I have been growing. Um, I'll make these videos, and like I tell you guys, I don't get on here and tell you what to do and how to do it because that's hypocritical. So today I want to show you that just giving a little God glory and a little accolades for myself. And I've told you in some of my videos that you need to be proud of the small steps, just not the big steps, the little steps you make. Um, I made this channel for people that has triggers, PTSDs, and trauma experiences. Now, um, I have PTSD. I have a lot of triggers, and I've been through a lot of trauma. Don't get it twisted. It's highly documented through sites and other government programs and things like that. That's keeping it real. Anything that I tell you is not a confession. It's just let you know that I'm not a perfect person, and I have the same issues that you probably have. I'm just learning to address and deal, not cope, but address and deal with them more better because of practice. I just wanted to share that. So once again, I was saying today is about personal growth. Personal growth. If you can today, I was teaching you about self-reflection and see what's going on the inside of you and see how you're thinking and all these great things. So today, I want to show you as the teacher of your class that I do what I teach. I practice what I preach. That was good. All right. So to start off, I do have a little scripture. We're gonna get it. Let's do our little scripture. Apologize for that. So we have a little scripture today. Always get into your scripture. I'm teaching you guys how to be routine every day with some scripture. Um, so today I came to Romans chapter 12, uh, verse 2 and 3. And no, we're gonna do verse 1, 2, and 3. And it says, I beseech you, therefore, brother, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies, this, right, as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to God, which is a reasonable service. Now, I'm going to verse some personal things that I have been tested with since I've been doing this video and changed my life. Um, Now, when I was in the world, I didn't look at my body as a holy living sacrifice. I didn't look at myself as a person that had great faith and this strong belief and was supposed to be a great leader and change people. And I had tasted it and seen it, but I never actually experienced it like I'm experiencing it now. So just to share one of my triggers and my PTSD and my traumas with this scripture when I was in prison or when I was out there in the streets, I didn't think about eating healthy or working out. I didn't understand how delicate your body is, and even I'm gonna get raw with this today. Even being sexual, I was very highly sexual in my relationships, not understanding that I was violating. I did understand to a certain degree, but that's why I understood about commitment. But before commitment, I didn't understand how much violation I was doing to my body because as I was giving my body to share with a person, they got what they wanted, and sometimes I never got what I wanted. They got satisfied, and I never got satisfied. I'm just keeping it real, and that can be hurting. That can be traumatizing. It can be triggering, and it can cause PTSD. So understand what I'm saying. I'm sharing with you guys today from not being good with my body. I have experienced hurt, being used, um, talked down on, just just sexually just mishandled, depravity, and all that type of stuff. Them are triggers. Them can go also with PTSDs and trauma. I know a lot of us that we have gave our emotions and our everything to people, and they hurt us. That can be traumatizing, and it can also give you PTSD because now you get in a relationship with somebody and all your red flags go up. You're like, and that person might not be even nowhere close to what you used to be, but because of your custom and how you were before and being abused and hurt and misused or misdirected or whatever the case may be, that now your PTSD is high, your anxiety is high because you don't want to go through that experience again. And PTSD, um, it reminds having PTSD. It reminds you of the a situation that you were in, but like somebody could say something and it remind you of that situation, or you could smell something and it could remind you of that situation. It could also trigger your emotions. It could trigger you to your behavior to be some type of way because I learned if a female, even say what to me, that triggers me. I'm going to share that. So one of my experiences that I want to share from with growth with this is that I was out yesterday and a lot happened when I went out yesterday, y'all. I want to also let me stay on the story, then I get back to that. So while I was out yesterday, a lot happened, and this is one of the things that was happening. So I was in the store and I was grocery shopping and I brought my stuff and I asked the lady, hey, excuse me, ma'am, are you open? And she looked at me and said, what? Listen, I'm the type of man, you give respect, a dog does respect. But when a woman say what, and then they like look at you some type of way, that can trigger you. That can really trigger your real emotion. Like, hold on, chick, like you know what I'm saying? But just to give y'all clarity and clarity and a real recollection of what happened, my response was, "Excuse me, ma'am. I don't like you saying what to me. I prefer you to say, excuse me, or may I help you, or something like that. But all that what I don't like. I don't like the way you're talking to me." And she just shut her mouth and went to trying to get me out the store. So what are you saying, Mr. Walker? Them were one of my triggers on my PTSDs that I have practiced to control. It takes practice to do this. Now I was on medication. I was taking some meds, and I kind of cut down on them a little bit because I want to learn how not to be codependent on meds. I just want to share that. But I still try to apply meds sometimes, and when I think it's needed. And even with triggers and PTSDs and traumas, sometimes let's start over. Sometimes you got to understand. Okay, when she said what to me, automatically I seen like your video can go play like a whole script of all the women that said what to you and said what they said after that. And what you have to do is just pause for a moment, and don't be triggered. Don't respond so quickly. Just take a break, or you know what I'm saying. Don't let your PTSD kick in, and so you go to reacting a certain type of way. You can't have control, even though you have these symptoms. And it's true that we have these symptoms. That's why I made this page. I'm a person with these. I'm not speaking, DeRay, you're speaking that over your life. No, I'm telling you from experience, this was really going on. This was really going on over here. Personally, I'm sharing myself. Personally, I'm opening myself to the world to let you know that you're not the only person that when somebody say what, you be ready to snap. But stay in control of that moving forward. Another thing that I would like to share that I went through yesterday. I had on a nice outfit, brand new clothes, and I was out in the setting, and I was sitting next to a water fountain. Now, water fountains kind of remind me of jail and stuff like that. Just saying, I don't know what y'all water fountain is. Don't take my PTSDs. I'm just sharing my PTSDs. I'm not giving it to you. But I was sitting down, and I was in the environment where a lot of guys was there, and I was sitting in the corner, due to my PTSD. I don't like I've been hit across the head, all kinds of stuff. I'm not paranoid. I'm just working on my PTSDs and my triggers, and my trauma. So I was in the environment, and I was sitting in the corner, and when you think you're in the corner, you think nobody won't come and mess with you. But I was sitting down, I had my clothes on, and this guy walks up to the water fountain and start drinking water, and all the water went to splashing on me. So instead of me jumping up, hey man, you know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. I know you see, that's how I used to be. Bro, I know you see me sitting here, come on, man, tighten up. Ding, 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 ding. That's how I used to be. Right. So, once again, practicing, working on my trauma, my PTSDs, and my triggers. And I stood up, and I took a deep breath. I wiped the water off of me, and I said, "Hey, man," I said, "next time you come over here, and, this how I really said it. Honestly, y'all. I know y'all probably thinking no, he didn't say it like that. I did say it like that. I said, hey, man, next time you come and get something to drink. Next time you see somebody sitting over here, you might want to let it be known because the water's splashing everywhere." And the man goes, "Oh yeah, my bad. Now, back in my days, my bad ain't good enough. you need, I need some compensation." But that's how we not need to think. Sometimes we need to have more self-control, because some things that some people are not aware of what they're doing, and I don't think he knew that the water was going to splash like that. So that I've been wrong for me to jump on that man just for splash on water. But back in the days, the littlest things used to set me off. And that's just anybody, especially if you've been incarcerated, especially if you've been on the streets for a long time, or in any kind of abusive relationship or things like that. But I'm just here today really opening up and sharing that you can change. And I have changed. I'm a changed person. In practice, I've been practicing, and I'm still going to practice it, and I encourage y'all to practice that as well. All right. So okay. So another thing that I want to share, let's move forward with the scripture. Oh, we're still talking about, keeping your body acceptable to Christ, right? This is a big one for me, okay? Big one. So yesterday I was in the store, and I seen, little skinny minnie with the onion butt. You feel me? I'm professional. I ain't getting in the flesh. I'm just, the description. And she was a nice looking lady. Now you got to think about it. I'm single, got my own place, I'm racked up, you know what I'm saying? And, I'm fresh and clean. And, sometimes when you're doing good and you're feeling good about yourself, some people can feel that. But temptation can also come. And I didn't pay attention, but I was looking at, now I ain't gonna front. I was looking at the lady yesterday. I'm keeping it real with y'all. This is a day I'm just exposing myself to show you that you can change. And I was looking at the lady. I was like, damn, she pretty interested. But she left, I seen her at the line, and she came out the line with the cart. And she went and with the cart, and she put the cart up, and then all of a sudden, she just did this little jiggling sensation with her butt. And I was lost in the sauce for a couple of seconds. I ain't gonna front. I have the Holy Spirit in me, but I still live in the fleshly body. You know what I'm saying? And that's all of us, y'all. So don't be like, oh yeah, Mr. Walker, talking all that crap. I'm human just like y'all. I'm not an AI. You know what I'm saying? I'm single and I love beautiful women. Ain't no sugar in this Kool-Aid. You dig? But anyway, let's go. So as she did that, I was like, okay. Sometimes, when you have them type of thoughts now, like back in my days, I'm like, okay, she done shook her tail feather. All right, let me go ahead and, let me get this number. Let me see what's up. Like, what I'm saying? What you saying? But as an individual that is knowing that, I can't sell myself short. I can't get in a relationship right now because I'm focused on trying to help you guys. I don't need no distraction. I'm trying to help myself. You know what I'm saying? And lust of the eyes got me in so many relationships that were not from God or not healthy. So self-control, I kept my self-control and being single and being abstinent, it wasn't easy. But sometimes ladies and gentlemen or teenagers that's watching this, just because you have your hormones pumping, you might want to think sometimes not about how good it's going to feel, but either the consequences or the longevity of pregnancy or marriage, or how that relationship is going to turn out. That's a tip. But back to what I was saying, um, back in my days, if I seen a girl, I was usually impaired, or had me a couple drinks, and by her doing that, it triggered so much. It was like a domino effect, like boom, because it could trigger me. And I was like, girl, let's go out and have a drink. Or do you smoke weed? You know what I'm saying? Or what you like, like what you need, cause what you like, cause I might not have it, and I'm not speaking this, but I can get my hands dirty if I want to, but I'm not. And what I'm sharing with y'all is that it's a struggle to do right. It's a fight to do right. It's really a big struggle. I don't know if this is recorded. I hope it is, but it's really as a struggle to do right. And I encourage y'all, don't go by your hormones and your emotions all the time, because you can get yourself in a bad situation. Take it from me. I'm single now. I ain't thinking with this here. I'm thinking with this here. You know what I'm saying? When you think with that down there, that's why a lot of people, I'm not saying nothing bad, but there's a lot of kids out there that don't have parents. They have parents, but the daddy gone, or they have parents and the mama gone, because they didn't look at the consequences of how we feeling at that moment. We need to practice that. And right then I thought about it. I said, well, and also one of my triggers in my PTSDs and traumas was about a relationship. So a lot of times, I'm sharing with you guys, a lot of times I was in relationships and I put a lot into the relationship and walk away with nothing, or be left dry. So me getting in a relationship, I am working on my healing process. I have forgave a lot of people, but I'm very careful, because you know what I'm saying, I don't want to be in another relationship, put in a relationship, and I done built this time. I ain't nobody helped me build this. God gave me an opportunity, and this is a man being a man building himself. I can't let nobody come along and just tear down, what I have built, because I have done it with women. I have, all right, you got your place? Okay, fine. I'm going to come and I'm going to help you pay bills. I'm going to help be supportive. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go to work every day. You know what I'm saying? Just help you. And it's really not helping me like I'm helping myself. That can be traumatizing, PTSD and triggers as well. So you got to think about that. Really think about that. Just because everything look good and it jiggles and wiggles, don't mean it's gonna make you tickle or make you right, whatever. You feel what I'm saying? Don't go for the temporary fix. That's another thing that I want to share too while I'm at it. That temporary fix is not all that great. You know what I'm saying? You get it for now. After that, then what? Whew, there's a lot, y'all. Sharing myself with y'all guys. So another situation I had yesterday. Another situation I had yesterday when I was in the store, because a lot of times when people do us wrong in this, I know I'm going back and forth, but it's a situation. But a lot of times the girl, when she said what to me, I had some stuff in my cart. Now, if a hustler or a survivor from the person from the street like I am, you will understand this. So I had paid for my food first, and then after that, I had my cart with my hygiene in it, and I pushed the cart past her. Now, my days, we call that don't get caught slipping, or you got caught slipping. And, I would put that in my bag and walked out the door with that. I'm not pushing that or condoning that. I'm just showing y'all my old behaviors and my habits. But that triggered me yesterday, saying, oh, yeah, she wasn't paying attention. Plus, she said what to me. I could have been in my emotions like, okay, let me saying what to put the stuff in the basket. Probably went to jail or whatever the case may be, or probably got away with it. But regardless of the fact, I did it correctly. She ran up my stuff. And when she ran up my stuff, I paid for it. And then as I was paying for it, she said, hey, sir, this your stuff? So I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, this girl wasn't even paying attention. I could have really got her. But when you change and you try to do things the right way, I was glad to say, yes, ma'am, that's my stuff. And I had it in my cart, and I wanted to walk out the store. And, I just want to pay for my things so I can go. I don't want to start. That's great. And her whole attitude changed. So a lot of things you other people, it does help other people see or help them change because you're changing. That's good. Another thing that I have, I'm a clean freak. As you can see, I got my all white. Nike Tommy on the day, it was clean. I got to grow my edges back, but I cut my hair. I like staying shaved, cut, clean cut, and I don't like dirtiness, especially if I got on white and something get on my white. I tell people. People know me from this back in the days. If you see me with white on, I'll be like, don't touch me. Don't put your hand. I know you see me got on white. Don't like. I'm really like that. Like I'm literally like. If you see me with white on, y'all touch me. I'm like, hey man, I know you see me got this white shirt on, and you won't put your grubby hands on me. You know what I'm saying? Because the shirt is white. Your hands ain't clean. I mean, I'm just saying. But certain things like that used to trigger me. So, going with the story is that I had wore my all white new Nike shirt, and I had got a ride, and I know the thing about this situation. I was like, okay, I'm just getting a ride, and it wasn't the grandest, but I needed a ride. But I'm not paying attention, which I should have. But I got in the car and I got out the back of my messed up. Brand new white shirt. It was messed up. It was messed up bad. Then I had to carry my bag, so I had all this stuff on my front white shirt from the floor. So I usually get very upset about that because from my PTSD, my triggers, and my traumas, just oh my gosh, I got something new and I done messed it up. Going to that baby like that pop baby rant, which y'all know what I'm talking about. Oh my God, just so what I did, I calmed down yesterday. I didn't go tell him how I felt. I took the shirt, I hand washed it. I said, okay, come on, took my time. Hey, come on, baby, get back white. I need you because you're brand new. I need to get, and I took my time and cleaned it. So what are you saying, Mr. Walker? Mr. Walker is saying, you have and somebody damages or you damage it, don't have a temper tantrum. Don't go into a panic zone. Just slow down, take your time and see how to fix that situation. And once again, the reason why I'm sharing these things, now another one I'm going to open up and share. This is very important. I'm pretty sure everybody can relate to this if you stay with me. So me as an individual that likes to accumulate things in life, which I have really helped thousands of wardrobes. I get wardrobes handed to me, I go buy some of the wardrobes handed to me, I lose them. On the home wardrobes I buy, I lose them, but I'm not losing this round. I'm keeping everything I got. I was just speaking it to the atmosphere. I'm not losing. But due to experience when I was doing good back in the past, I was at a program in West Palm Beach. I'm actually going to advertise them. They're West Palm Beach. They're called AREA, America Recovery Institute of America, and they're in West Palm Beach. And they're very great people. Wonderful program. If you want to do the program, you can do the program. The staff there is wonderful. They help you out. They buy you groceries. If you ain't got no clothes, excuse me, they help you get clothes. In the name of Jesus. They help you get clothes and things like that. So this was a great program for me. And just when I was like, I'm going to make up my mind, I'm going to do good. So I did. I was doing good, and I was doing really good. I have, finna get my check. Having food stamps coming in. Just come from sleeping on the beach and getting my act together and saying, hey, I'm finna make up my mind. And I went to their program. First, I was in another program in Miami. I was in the program in Miami. They were pretty good for 14 days. They let me lose. But out, and I went back, and I said, hey, I need some more help. So if you want to help yourself, help yourself. And I went. They sent me to West Palm Beach. It was really nice. Area has an in-house where you go if you're detoxing. They see you somewhere. They give food 24 hours a day. You got your own room. Sometimes you might have to share a room. But Area is a pretty good. Hey, Area, I really salute these people for their job. Like I said, if you want to get help, there's help. But back to the story of what I was saying is that I was in probation. Not probation, excuse me. I was in the program, and I was doing good. And due to I was transferring from another county with the state, and so all of a sudden I'm sitting there, and here come the police. Now me doing good, I'm thinking, okay, it ain't nothing going on. I ain't doing nothing wrong, and the police came, and I got arrested in the program. That was very traumatizing for everybody, and it's very traumatizing for me. It was a trigger, and it gave me PTSD. Because now, if I see any law, I'm like, hey, my hands up. Like, what you want? I ain't do it. Yeah, the law triggers me also from my dad dying on Christmas Day. Have I dealt with this situation? Yes. Does it still affect me? I try not to let it be, but because of the trauma of it, and due to the fact I just went through another law situation, yeah, this could be trauma triggering and PTSD. It really can make you shut down or react a certain type of way. But I didn't react, and I really humbled myself. And when I was incarcerated, I had lost everything. Once again, I just was on the beach. I lost that. I built up a little bit. I lost that. And now, now I'm here doing good. And yesterday, I'm going to share something with you. I had to go step out. And my traumas or my fears, too. One of my fears, I was sharing fears, too, is that, I don't want to lose everything I got. I know everything I have belongs to God, but the fear of losing it is just overwhelming. So now I'm learning, okay, it's yours. You do the right thing. Don't be hanging around the wrong people. Don't let nobody see what you got going on. Learn some ways to face your fears. I'm learning on fears today. So we got trauma, PTSDs, triggers, and fears. I deal with all these things. I'm sharing with you once again that you can really practice to change with these things. You don't have to get high and coke, because I'm not getting high. I take my meds, I'm not drinking or stuff like that. So sometimes my meds are too much for me. I might have to wing off of it, because sometimes my meds make my anxiety too high, or I think too much, or I sleep too much, or I eat too much. Sometimes I have to break it down in a balance. So like today, they'll ask you if you're in court, Mr. Walker, are you on any medication? Well, no, I'm not on any medication today, because I didn't want to come in here sluggish and I'm saying anything will affect y'all in the wrong manner. I'm speaking clear-minded. So let's keep moving forward. So that was the thing about your body. I know I'm everywhere today, but when you share with yourself and expose yourself, it's kind of like everywhere. But I hope you understand what I'm saying. So we're gonna just cut that off and just take a break for a minute. Not for me, but just for you guys, because I don't want you to get lost. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot when you deal with yourself. So if you deal with yourself like I'm dealing with myself, it'll be a lot too. But let's move forward. It says, chapter 12, Romans chapter 12, verse 2, it says, and do not be conformed to the world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. What is good? The renewing of your mind, that what may prove what is good and acceptable to the will of God. Now, if y'all hearing some of the stuff I'm telling y'all, all of this comes with a renewed mind. I just want to share a note I shared about my arrest, of my trauma, of losing everything. But my next note really goes with this, what's going on. My next note says, my mentality has changed from my changed mindset. As you can see, the Bible tells you, don't be transformed of the world, but the renewing of your mind. Most of my videos are designed to help you, to let you know that you can renew your mind. If you can hear what I'm saying and I'm sharing to you, I know I'm going kind of fast because it's very exciting to open up and share it, but I'm trying to slow down. But when you are dealing with yourself, and you have these mindsets, because you got to think about it. Trauma comes in the mind, triggers come in your mind, PTSD is in your mind, and fear is in your mind. All of these are in your mind. If you think about something too long, you get scared. If you worry about it, traumas come from, PTSD come from worrying, or you panic and anxiety, all these things. If you're feeling these type of things while we're making this video, I advise, let's just take a break and hit the pause button and breathe. Whew. Because these are spiritual, psychological, and natural. And I teach all of these things in one session. So, in the spiritual, fear, okay, that's from the devil. That's fear's opposite than faith. And the psychological, your PTSD, your traumas, your anxiety, your overwhelming, your depression, your panic attacks, and all of that. That's in your psychological, and then in your natural, you have your feelings, you have your reactions, and your behaviors. So I'm teaching you all these things. I deal with all these things, and I'm sharing all these things to let you know that you can change. You can change. I have changed. The only way I started helping doing this is another note I want to share with you guys is that I speak positively to myself. Like today, I woke up this morning and, my family members, they don't know the new me. They don't know the new person. They know who I was last year and 30 years before last year. And me have to be patient with them and share with them, hey, hey, all right, I hear you saying that, but I don't want to talk about that anymore. Or, because I'm changing. I'm a changed person. So you got to remind yourself when you're either talking with your family members or your friends, it's okay to say, hey, listen, I don't want to talk about that, and say it in the nicest manner you can. Hey, I don't think we should talk about that. That's not what I'm at in life right now. You know what I'm saying? You're triggering me. You could be honest with your triggers, y'all. You could let somebody know, hey, what you're doing is triggering me. It's not helping me. It's setting off my anxiety. You're setting off my PTSD. Now, I'm not telling you to do, if you're bad, like how I was, it's good to address it. And sometimes don't always say it out loud because some people take advantage of that. But if you have somebody that understands you and you got counseling or a person that is growing with you in your process, you can share with them and say, hey, right now, my anxiety, you're making my anxiety high, or, making my panic, what you're talking about is making me panic. You can address yourself and have people respect you in your mind state because you want to be better. You don't want to be triggered. I don't want to trigger you today. Like I say, I'm going to keep speaking to you because you're paying attention to me. You can deal and overcome your triggers, traumas, and triggers, traumas, PTSDs, and fears. You can. I'm doing it. Prime example. So I was saying, I woke up this morning and I said, hey, I'm not going back. I'm not going to be the old person I used to be. I'm not going back to jail. I'm not going back to the drug life. I don't even think about that person no more. If I seen her, I wouldn't go back to her. Just speaking life over yourself. Sometimes you can have conversations with people and what they can do by you talking to them, especially the people that you know. If you don't talk to anybody positive, you just talk to your family members or old friends, they're going to remind you of the old times. Some people, that's all they know. So what I was saying is you can intervene in that as you being the individual that's trying to get better. Say, hey, you know what? Hey, let's talk about something else. Or let me call you back. Let's simply just, hey, I got to call you back. And just disconnect yourself from that, because a lot of times when you're growing, and this is great, spiritually, mentally, and spiritually, psychologically, and emotionally, I'm trying to teach you. A lot of times when you're growing up, you never know that you're coming out of your area of life, right? But what he does, he uses people that you know from back in your days that you still associate with and remind you of who you are, so you don't grow, and that he plant no seeds for you to go think about how you used to be. I would encourage y'all. I do it real good, and I'm going to keep doing it. I don't want that. I don't need that. I don't need to talk about that. I don't want to hear about that. Can you find something else to talk about? Or, if you want to keep talking to me, we might want to up our conversation about something else. And sometimes it's good if you're really serious about overcoming your traumas, PTSD, triggers, and fears, that it's good to address people and say, hey, man, you know what? I right now I don't think we should talk anymore, or just, hey, let me call you back, give me a couple of seconds, or explain to them right then and there and say, hey, can you not talk about that? And if that person don't respect you, how you feel, hey, click, see you later. Or, hey, man, I'll talk to you tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to give that person something to think about. When you change and you're dealing with people, they should change with you, not bring you back to where you used to be. When they know you're trying to change, they see you trying to change. Now, if you got people that remind you of stuff and you trying to change, and they like where you was at, they like to see when you was down and you didn't have that light that you have right now. So don't deal with them type of people. Find some new friends, because I got new friends. Okay, moving forward. Constantly repeat. Excuse me. So speaking positively constantly in my way of conversation and conversation about myself, like I was just teaching you. Now I'm going to teach a definition of the word constantly. Constantly is repeatedly or without interruption. I want to encourage you today to understand that you can change without you can change repeatedly and without any interruption, because it's your choice on how you want to be. It's your choice on how you think you should live your life. It's your choice to understand that you have one life and you can change. Now, this is something about change. Um, um, Sometimes in life, you might have to cut people off. Excuse me, I'm doing that. Yeah, you might have to cut people off. You might have to let them go on, because that's what you got to do. You got to shake them off. You got to shake your haters off. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you have to do to better yourself. Some people might feel offended. Some people might say, hey, you know what? They might appreciate you and understand, dang, this man really changed. He's really growing. Let me check myself. Because a lot of times, I want to say this. When you, as an example, you are an example to your family members. You are an example to your group and your peers. You are an example to anybody that's in your circle. If you're standing out right now and you're in a circle, everybody looking towards you. A lot of times, if something happens, everybody looks at you. They look at your reaction. They look at how you respond. They look at how you speak and how you feel. You know what I'm saying? And you got to understand, when you're in the light, or when God has you in the spotlight, you have to keep that change consistently. Consistently. This is also another thing I want to share. I remember I was telling you guys about the workout, my stomach workout. I told you to go 10 days. I don't lie. I don't like to get on here and lie, because you tell one, you got to tell another. You got some people that lie consistently out there. I'm not one of them. You see this? This is the 10 days. The 10 days, right? You see them check marks? They're my check marks. So what are you saying, Mr. Walker? Mr. Walker is saying, I'm not on here telling y'all to be consistent, and I'm not being consistent. I'm not making these videos and telling y'all to do stuff, and I'm not applying it to myself as well. This is why I encourage myself to keep making these videos, because, okay, yeah, I might not get all these views. I might not get all these 40,000 views, 40,000 likes. For the people that are watching me, and if you know me, this can help. I know it's helping them change, because they never seen this change. They heard about it. They understand. Oh yeah, give a little bit of time, he'll be back on it. Well, I'm buying that word curse. Ain't no more back on it. I ain't going back. I'm not going back. And I'm letting you guys know, I'm promising myself, I ain't trying to do this to impress anybody. It's about pleasing God and being better for yourself. All that people pleasing. And another thing, y'all, if you do something to better yourself, don't do it for people. Do it for you. If you believe in God, do it for God. Let's go. This is great. All right. Verse 3, it says, for I say, through the grace given to me, to everyone who is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly, as God dealt to each one's measure of faith. This is great, y'all. I'm trying to get off here, but I'm gonna ride and slide and do it, and don't slam dunk like Clyde. You feel me? Now watch this too. I don't sit here and walk around like I'm better than everybody else. I don't do that. I humble getting on here making these videos, opening up and sharing my life and my triggers and my traumas and my fears, my PTSD is a humbling thing. Me getting on here sharing anything about is very humble. I don't think, all I know is I think this. I know I ain't who I used to be, and I want to be better. That's a good. Now, when you think, oh man, I got it. Oh, man, he can't tell me nothing. You don't know what he's talking about. You finna crash. I'm not speaking over on you. You're self-sabotaging yourself, because sometimes God uses people to give you direction, even though you might be doing a little better or feel like you're doing better than me. Then he just say not to think too highly of yourself. And that's what a lot of people do. That's why a lot of people don't get help these days, because individuals, they think more highly of themselves than they ought to, but really you ain't shaking on nothing. I'm just saying. Now watch this. He said, but to think soberly. You have to think soberly. Everything I'm telling you today, I have a sober mind. I'm dealing with everything in a sober spirit. I'm not coming over here with my personal emotions, my personal agenda. I'm using the word right here physically, my reactions, and the positive out of the situation to you. This is not easy. Um, Changing, being sober is not easy. Being celibate is not easy. Living for God is not easy. Having a renewed mind is not easy. Having a sober, listen, let me say this. I don't know why I went there, but I'm finna go there. You cannot do drugs and still not have a sober mind. You know how? Because you can think about people. You can wish the bad for them. You can think about people, and you don't want nothing good for them. I don't know why I'm feeling like this, but some people don't want the good for you. Some people like when they felt like they had it better than you. That's not sober thinking. Some people, without sober thinking, they feel like, oh, they'll never change. That's not sober thinking. Sober thinking is when you say, this is sober thinking. First of all, you understand what you're hearing. And if you don't understand it, you take your brain and your personal process and you break down just like you take a word in a dictionary. Beautiful example. Thank you. This is a dictionary, right? A dictionary, right? You might have one word. Let's see if I can find a word. You got one word. Let me find a word right quick. Now, I'm showing you this illustration, right? You got a word that says primacy, right? It has two definitions to it. It has the state of being first, and then the second one is the office, rank, or character, or essential primate. What is it? Primate, right? So, what are you saying, Mr. Walker? If you hear me talking to you and you don't understand it, take your time and listen to me and break it down in your own terminology. Because I know somewhere I'm helping you out with something. Just let's move forward. Okay. All right. So I have tips. I don't know why time be flying on me, but this is a great video. I have tips that's going to help you that I apply to myself. And I was doing these tips subconsciously, and I didn't know until I did my study. And this is great. Number one, have many habits. Manageable habits that require minimal effort to perform consistently, like life speaking positive or exercising. Find something that's just a small habit to help you be consistent. Micro habits, tiny actions designed to be easily incorporated into daily routines. This help starts new behavior. So, like I say, if you wake up, you read your word, whatever you can to do something healthy as you go through your day, on your daily routines. This can help. This can help you with new behaviors. Just try it. I'm doing it, and it's working. Number three, incremental changes. Continue to improve over time rather than attempting drastic change at once. So incremental changes is doing little things, little small steps at a time. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just changing everything at one time. I had to take baby steps. The first baby step I took is say, hey man, you have a problem and you need to fix it. The second step I took, I said, Daniel, you can't play with this. You have to have a made up mind about your life. These are the small steps that got me where I'm at today. I'm teaching you something. I'm teaching you if you want to change. It's up to you. Not saying that your position is like mine, but it's up to you in your mind where you want to start out and say, just be serious with yourself and say, you know what, I got an issue. I need to change. The first thing about anything is being honest with yourself. You can fool everybody else, but be honest with yourself. I had issues. I had problems. I had triggers. I have triggers. I have PTSD. I have traumas that I'm with at 47 years old. I'm still healing, but I'm mature enough to get on here and share, and I'm being an example. And so I'm overcoming some fears. If you watch my first video, I said, you know what, y'all? I was sitting there like this. I remember. I'm finna start making videos. I'm finna start challenging my fears. I was sitting just like, I never forget that. But now I've been practicing on here, being honest with myself. What you're seeing is a different person. What I'm hearing and what I'm seeing in my videos, I'll be looking at my video, I'm like, who is that? What? Who is this person? But that is you, Darrell. That's the new you. This is who you are now. This is who you're going to be for the rest of your days. And this is exciting. If you can see me and y'all know me personally, yeah, this is real. This ain't no, oh, I'm smoking on the side. I got the dope swinging. I got juice too, y'all. Ain't none of that. Just saying. Just keep it real. Whew. All right, number 4, tiny habits. Tiny and easy to ensure consistency, y'all. Consistency and build momentum. If you start somewhere and you keep on going, like I just showed you, perfect example. Where it went? It went on the floor. Or did it fall? Y'all remember my goal list, my workout list? That's a perfect example. I made a tiny, whatever, keep going. Made a tiny step, and guess what? I have been consistent, and the more I'm doing more now, like on my belly, yeah, that little belly, yeah, that belly getting tight, yeah, and I'm breathing good. I ain't knocked the wind out myself. That belly getting tight, you know what I'm saying? And yeah. So when you start making baby steps, just like a child, I love children. I love kids. I love teaching kids how to walk. That's one of my things. That's what I had to do coming up as a big brother and an uncle. You start watching them walk, it's exciting. Like, yeah, you got it. They start walking towards you. It's one they have. That's now they built their own momentum. That's a proud thing, and this is a proud thing that I'm seeing. I took baby steps from that video, that first video in June 19th. I made my first video, and here it is, July 16th, almost a month later, and I'm feeling confident, and I'm showing you that you could change in consistency, and I'm building my momentum with consistency. Y'all, come on, man. Y'all know me. Y'all know what's happening. Let's go. All right. Number 5, 1% rule. Small incrementals improvement. Incrementals means small tasks, okay? Small incrementals improvements of just 1% each day can lead to substantial long-term gains. So what are you saying, Mr. Walker? Mr. Walker's telling you, if you just start just doing something, just give it a little shot. Just give it a shot and keep doing it. You're going to stay consistent in it. I'm trying to teach y'all how to be consistent. If I don't make no more videos, I drop the ball, not being consistent. I believe my videos are going to take me to a higher level in due time. Yeah, I'm ready to get on the stage and say, hey, my name is Mr. Walker. Today, I am Trauma Support Group Management, and today I'm your motivational speaker, and we're going to have class on trigger, PTSDs, traumas, and fears. And you can overcome it and have a joy about addressing these things, because a lot of stuff that we panic about, if you take that 1% and look at it, something happened with one of my family members. Hey, how you doing? Hope you're feeling better. And they gave me a text, and I called. And it said, usually I panic. I'm like, okay, because I done been there in most of her lifetime when she had kids and she went to the hospital and stuff like that. She called me. And that somebody else situation can trigger you. It can take you back to places. It can remind you of the traumas. It can remind you of the triggers. It can set your PTSDs. It can have you fearful. You know what I'm saying? But due to the situation, by me dealing with myself, I called. I said in a very calm manner, hey, everything all right? Yeah, she good. I know the sound. She got certain sounds, that's not pleasing to the ear. You know what I mean? If you know what I mean. If you got a woman in the ear, oh yeah, that can traumatize you. I'm just saying LOL, but I'm just sharing. So, so let's keep it moving. All right, so to the end of this video, here are summaries that I have that will help you if you do these things with your trauma, your PTSDs, your fears, and your triggers. If you do these things, they also help you reduce overwhelmness. Sometimes you get that call, or sometimes you get to look at that phone. That phone could be ringing, or a person, like somebody come bang on my door. I have to sit there and catch my breath because due to my trauma and my experience, my daddy from beating on me, dudes coming to rob me, or the police kicking in my door, these set off my traumas, my trigger, my PTSDs, and my fears. I'm dealing with that. But I got a ring bell. They still don't out. They still bang on the door. Okay. But guess what? What I'm saying, Mr. Walker is saying, you can overcome if you start putting these things over practice, your overwhelmness. It also, when you reduce it, also doing these tips, it can promote consistency. So if you start practicing, after a while, it becomes a habit. Every day I get up, I have a routine. It's a habit. If I do something a little bit off course, it's not bad, but then again, I get convicted, or if I'm being too laid back, or if I'm doing something too much, there's that balance that we need. Don't do too much, and don't be too lazy with it. Just keep it at have a set time and have a routine. This promotes consistency. Also, these tips help us leverage out your brain chemistry. By doing these practices, your brain can start to have levels of chemistry that help you with clear thinking, right decision making, self-control, helps you breathe techniques. It helps you not to be in fear, helps you not to be overwhelmed, helps you not to trigger. These things, if you put into practice, these things can help you with your brain chemistry. Also, your neuroplasticity. Your neuroplasticity is and strengthen neural pathways, brain, solidifying new behaviors. So what am I saying? You have to keep repeating these steps to overcome these triggers, PTSDs, traumas, and fears. You have to read the Word of God, pray more to really get over fear, because fear goes with trauma, PTSDs, and triggers. These are all things. So you have spiritual, mental, and emotional, and the natural. So I'm teaching you all aspects of this, all aspects. Okay. So get make become hard or solid. So you want to make these, to change all these habits, all these fears, and you want to remain solid on your new behaviors, on your new mindset, on your new emotion, or just renewing yourself. I am learning how to remain solid. I'm solidifying myself. Okay. And I'm solidifying myself with dedication. This also takes dedication, y'all. This also takes an everyday thing. This should apply to you every day. If 1%, that's just 1% of your day. Sit down and read your word. 1% of your day, speak positive about yourself. 1% of your day, think new positive thoughts. 1% of your day, heal yourself from something, a situation, from your trauma, your fears, and your PTSDs. Okay. And this is great, y'all. Today was a great class today. And like I said, just stay with Trauma Support Group Management by Mr. Darrell Walker, and understand that you can change because you're looking at the change. And stay strong.